3 dots, no, 4 dots around there, some dots around here, I think some dots around this bit. Hey guys, it's Jamie here. We've done 5 different styles of pockets so far, plus the waterfall pockets. So I thought it was about time we made some journaling cards. And the way we're going to do that is to make a masterboard from the book pages and of course the scraps. The first thing I'm going to do is glue 2 book pages together to make the masterboard a bit thicker. Therefore, hopefully we will not need to use any cardboard when we come to make the tags. As I've said, we've got a lot of tags to make, so I intend to make a reasonable sized masterboard. To join these 2 pieces together, we are simply going to use more book page, strip of it, that's everything glued together. Now I just need to lay down a base of some sort, and of course I still have a ton of scraps. We are going to just create a patchwork using the scraps. This is actually sticker paper, but that's okay. The idea is to create a bit more interest to this background. This is still going to be background, and you will see why when I get round some of this. So I will not be covering all this text or all the gaps. I'm very, very desperate to get the scrap pile to be slightly less than it is, which does not appear to be happening. I will continue to patch around this masterboard and then come back for the next stage. Okay, we have our patchwork of scraps. I still don't feel the pile's going down that much. I'm going to dry brush over this to knock this background back. And the way I'm going to do it this time, slightly different to normal, I'm going to use a roller to roll it out over it. We're still going for quite a patchy effect, so I don't want this to go everywhere. Keep going until you get to a point with this that you're happy with the effect. I'm mainly sort of aiming where I feel there's too much colour or pattern or print showing through, and then rolling it over the rest. Once that's dry, go back round it with some Mod Podge, stick some bits down that have come up, and then do a whole top coat. I'm going to use normal Mod Podge to seal this, and that is simply running a layer over the whole thing. The sealing will help push down anything that's lifting, but it also means any treatments that we do afterwards, like watercolour or stamping, works better with the paper. The paper becomes less absorbent, so you get a better result. Anyone who's watched any of my former videos knows as soon as I do mixed media, the watercolour crayons have to come out. I am so sorry guys, I know I'm getting a bit predictable, but I just love watercolour crayons. I am going to do a mixture along the lines, along the joins of pink, because a lot of the pages and pockets so far do have pink tones. And I'm also going to use some of this old gold mustard colour, one of my favourites. And smudge them in together, and then also probably, because I don't want too strong a look, water it down and get it to run over the whole thing. And this is basically what we're going to do all the way over the whole masterboard. It's a bit of pink, bit of old gold, scribble it in, smudge it about, spray it with a bit of water, let it dry, mix them together or not. Leave some strong, go soft on others, and so on. This is now dry, and I was going to do loads of crazy stuff to it, like stamping and more napkins and that type of thing, but I love it as it is, in the sense of being a good background paper. Now, it has had watercolour on it, and I do feel like it should have another layer of Mod Podge over it to protect that watercolour. And then I think I'm just going to cut it up into the size tags that we need for the journal and start to decorate it accordingly. Morning! Next day. I wanted to show you, before we started working on these, how many journaling cards I got from the Masterboard. These will be journaling cards. There's plenty more here to make more journaling cards. These have been cut and measured to fit our waterfall pockets. If you haven't seen that video, I will link it in the description below. And all we're going to do now is decorate them with my usual simple collage rules, which, if you haven't seen, do keep watching, because they do make collaging and decorating journaling cards really, really quick and easy to do. You don't have to think about it once you keep these rules in mind. And then after that, we're going to corner the edges, ink the edges, and back them with some sticker paper, which is my favourite way to back anything, because it gives you a nice, smooth, clean surface to write on, and you don't get any lumps and bumps from glue when you try to back them with normal paper. Bit more expensive probably to do it that way, but I think you get a better result. Let's move on and look at some decorating ideas. We've still got our scraps. They are actually going down a bit. I've got this Amazon packaging. Oh, there's a nice bit of sticker there. And I thought we could do a bit of tearing of the paper, but ink stamping it, so it's a bit more interesting than just a piece of torn paper. I've also got from Etsy, but I cannot remember the shop, some stickers that were fairies. If I find the shop, I will link that in the description as well. Of the 4 prompts, roses, fairy, butterfly was 3 of them. I thought with these journaling cards, we'd try to incorporate at least 1 prompt on each journaling card. In case you haven't seen my storage systems, I will show you them, because these have proved to be the best thing that I've purchased so far. A see-through case that holds what should be photos, 4x6 photos, but I'm using them for ephemera and then labelling them up, and they sit in the case like that. So that is an awesome system. I now have 3 of them. And I'm trying to work out how many you get in a case. So you get 16 of these boxes in a case, and I'm on my 3rd. So you can see how much I store. For bigger things, like big scraps of paper, which I might colour away, greens, blues, yellows, or for ink stamps, I've got these boxes, which are A4 size. And again, you buy them in sets of 5, I think, and again, labelling them. Not the prettiest, but definitely the most functional of the storage solutions that I've come up with. So we're going to stamp some of this up with some permanent ink. I don't know what I've just done with the permanent ink now. There we go. I just use a cheap one, cheapest I can find. Okay, that's a lot, that's most of that ink off. To use this as my base and tear a strip of this paper. That would go on to the journaling card. Might edge it, because I think that will look better, and I'm going to edge that with vintage photo, of course. What else would you edge it with? Well, I could also edge it with rusty hinge and espresso. I might age it up by creasing it a bit across the actual packaging and just rubbing a little bit over it like that. I actually have some book page. Even though this was made from book page, you can use other, because it's been gessoed over and watercoloured over, you can use some more book page. And at the moment we're doing my 3 collage rule, which is three pieces of collage on one journaling card. And then let's look at my fairies. Like I say, these were from an Etsy shop, and I have printed them up on sticker paper. So we have this big red one, and I think she might actually go, even though this is a pinky orange background. I quite like that. And the debate is always whether to edge the sticker or leave it white so it pops. What I might do is edge the sticker in black and see how that looks. And if I don't like it, it's no waste, because it's a digital. I can just print them up again. Could also use a Stabilo to do this outlining. I do have videos with me using the Stabilo. The Stabilo creates quite a strong, thick outline when I use it. I'm sure other people can get it to be narrow and dainty. Let's have a look. Does that actually improve her look or not? It's okay. I think maybe it was better without, but let's check with another fairy. They're both okay. I think I prefer without, so we'll pop her back in the box for now. I'm sure she can be used on another project. I do have a rule regarding people. And if they're going on to a page, you don't put them at the edge, because that takes them going off. Which means we are going to reverse where we're doing the collage to fit this fairy, so that they are going onto the page. I also need to check, because you can still see some of this writing, that it's the right way up. I'm going to keep most of the fairy on here and then have them that way. Next thing is I'm going to back this with spare sticker paper. I personally love how clean that surface becomes. If you don't like the whiteness of this sticker paper, you can simply brush some vintage photo over it. You can take some vintage photo and just stain it up a bit. Before I edge this, I will cut these corners down. And I'm going to go with the 7. You can, if you want, add a hole and some ribbon or thread to this journaling card. Because this is going in my waterfall pockets and I've measured it to fit reasonably well. The waterfall pockets were 4x4 or 10x10 if you're using centimetres. I measured these to be 8.5 by 8.5 centimetres, which I would imagine is about 3.5 inches by 3.5 inches. You can check Google for conversions, and it obviously just depends on the size pockets that you make anyway. Let's do a 5 collage rule 1. So a 5-piece collage, as you can imagine, is 5 pieces. I have these big roses, which I also got on Etsy from Red Dot Books. I think they could be nice. That's quite large. Let's have a look at another one. Oh, we've got this, my non-favourite fake lace. I did print them up large, mind. Oh, now that one has an edge to it, so you could line it up with the edge. Now I like that one. Butterflies. I'm just seeing if I can get, and I've got one in red and yellow which might work quite well with that flower. I might put the flower on top with the butterfly behind, and then we can do some backing, which you may or may not see. If we put it that way, you'll see a bit of it. And then I have another bit of scrap here, which is a different style paper. I think this was from the TLC Creates New Year kit. And probably a word across the bottom. I will ink the edges, glue everything down and come back and show you this design. Okay, there's number 2 done. Let's do another one. I said we'd try a 7 element, so we will. Wish me luck. I have some bits and pieces that are from the TLC. Some are from their monthly kit, some are free on their Facebook group. They're very generous in there. I've got some more scraps. This was that which we keep using, science paper scrap. And we're going to stick a few bits down and see how many pieces we've got to. May just tear that one. Yes, if I shove that in the corner, quite like that. That one over. Where are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need 2 more elements. When I've repeated an element, does that count? I think it does. I think that's fine. And then I think a butterfly. Should we get a biggish one? So it's got a central point. I think that's 7. Let's do a little bit with this white Sharpie. Just get it working. Yep, it's up and running. And 3 dots. No, 4 dots. Around there. Some dots around here. I think some dots around this bit. And a few along here. Just to pull a little bit that butterfly out. I have the final 8 journaling cards for the waterfall pockets. These are the designs. I think they turned out really quite well. And every single one has been covered with sticker paper and stained up on the back. If you have enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help YouTube know that material's enjoyed and they push it out to more people. If you're not already, please consider subscribing. Again, YouTube loves a new subscriber and it really helps get this channel out to more people. Liking, commenting and subscribing are free ways you can support this channel and it is greatly appreciated. And I will see you next time.